subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest updates. Well, Tropical Storm Henri here, not looking very good on satellite appearance right now, but it does have a bit of centralized convection, that center of circulation nearly exposed. This thing's at 31.1 degrees north, 145.1 degrees east, and is currently meandering south-southwestward. The storm has winds of 40 miles per hour, according to our analysis, although the National Hurricane Center just upgraded it to 45 miles per hour, and we have it at a pressure of 1,010 millibars, moving south-southwest at 5 miles per hour. The storm doesn't have a CDPS rating due to the fact it's not expected to make a direct landfall in Bermuda within the next 3 days, and it has a very small wind field here, only extending out 20 nautical miles there to the northeast and southwest, and to the southeast it extends out 30 nautical miles with no extension of tropical storm force winds there to the northwest. The storm is currently 154 miles away from Bermuda and has a tropical storm watch in place for Bermuda as well, although the storm is expected to actually move farther from Bermuda before it gets closer over the next 2 to 3 days or so, before slingshotting back around and making its closest approach to Bermuda around 4 days' time from now, where it could receive a CDPS rating by then, and it is expected to be bringing strong winds and heavy rainfall when it gets there. There's a fair bit of uncertainty with the intensity of Henri by the time it does get to Bermuda, but as of now we're expecting a tropical storm. Here are intensity estimates, and you can see here ADT Force 13 and multi-platform analysis at 40 miles per hour, the National Hurricane Center, RAM and ADT from CIMSS at 45 miles per hour, and SAB from Dvorak all the way up at 50 miles per hour, according to the current appearance of the storm. Well, here's the cone for Tropical Storm Henri, and you can see there it remains a tropical storm over the next 5 days throughout the entirety of the forecast period. Not much change in intensity expected, peak of 60 miles per hour currently the expectation, and you can see there Bermuda within the cone as we do head into the day 4 and day 5 points. So Bermuda definitely having to watch this, and again you can see there that tropical storm watch that's also in place courtesy of the government of Bermuda and the National Hurricane Center. Here are sea surface temperatures, and you can see they are more than favorable with 28 to 29 degrees Celsius sea surface temperatures where the storm is currently located. This is going to be more than enough for the storm to be able to sustain its tropical storm status, and will also be more than enough for some strengthening. The big inhibitors are going to be wind shear and dry air for the storm. Those will be the main reasons that it won't strengthen, although we do have some outliers saying that it might. Here's the HWRF model's wind swaths. You can see taking this all the way up to a Category 3. That is a very unlikely scenario, definitely an outlier. Rainfall, on the other hand, there, if you do shift it farther north, which is where the storm is far more likely to go, you'll see there clearly that Bermuda could receive quite a bit of rain, over 16 inches. Getting into model data, you can see here the intensity forecast for Henri, showing mostly tropical storm intensity over the next 5 days, with the HWRF being a significant outlier. Wind shear is expected to be rather high at about 25 knots, according to the GFS and HMON, with the HWRF being an outlier showing significantly lower shear. Sea surface temperatures were in relatively good agreement, 28 to 29 degrees Celsius, and mid-level relative humidity is lackluster at about 50%. Just not enough for a storm to be able to intensify overly quickly. Again, the HWRF a massive outlier currently in both track and intensity. Well, here's the satellite of the storm, and you can see there the center of circulation well north of the big blob of convection to the south. We can see in more detail with the infrared just how displaced that convection is. You can see that very strong convection, those reds and blacks, minus 70s, well south of the center of circulation. When it comes to water vapor, we can see that dry air encroaching on the storm, coming in from the north, really inhibiting this thing's ability to have convection over its center of circulation. And finally, we can see water vapor from a different angle, showing a very similar story, and even a crack within the storm there near where the center is.